successful people who are always looking for the right opportunity. We all get a moment with that opportunity. And right now, somewhere around you, right here, there is an opportunity waiting just for you. An opportunity that could lead you on your path for the rest of your life. As franchise Indians every day, everything we do is creating an opportunity for you. Because your growth is our business.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this webinar series called Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a webinar series presented by the Management of Franchise India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We then aim to introduce you to a new business opportunity. Today, we have a new brand called Amaris, and we have the co-founders with us today, Prerna and Tanvi. We also have Ashish Vora and Darshan Joshi as our partners. And we also have Samat as a financial consultant, and also Amit and Divya from our sales team from from Bangalore and Delhi. Before we start the presentation, I would like to request Prerna to take the lead. And first, let's talk about Prerna, and then we'll talk about the brand. Right. So, Prerna, please take the lead and let's introduce the brand and yourself.
Hi, everybody, and thank you so much, Bharat, for having us today for the webinar. Really excited about this and really excited about presenting Amaris to some of the very exciting franchise partners that are part of the webinar. So I'm Prerna Rajpal. I'm the founder and CEO of Amaris. I'm a CA and a CPA as well before I accidentally happened to become a jewelry designer. Spent 7 years working with financial firms like Ernst & Young, KPMG, Gartner. And it was back in 2012 that I thought I should start something which was very unique. So that's when I realized there was this big gap in the fine jewelry space, where either there were these mom and pop jewelers, so jewelers where the designs were very mediocre, the pricing was okay, but there was no experience. There was no transparency in the dealing. And on the other side, there were these very, very expensive high-end brands like Cartier, Nirav Modi, where even an HNI or an ultra HNI would only shop once a year or perhaps once in 2 years because the price points were like 10x the cost or 20x the cost. There would be nothing below 10 lakhs, or a lot of jewels would end up being in crores, right? So would not encourage regular buying. So I realized there was this big white space where if we could do great designs, more importantly at a great price point, and marry it with a great customer experience and professionalize the industry in some way by bringing transparency, we could actually create something iconic. And it was with that vision that Amaris was founded in 2012. Amaris is actually derived from a Hindi word called Amar, which we all know means eternal, timeless, and that's how we want our jewelry to be. The last 12 years, the ride's been phenomenal. We are loved by all jewelry connoisseurs. We have people shopping with us from all over the globe. We're also really loved by Bollywood. And I think that's one of our strong strengths. And that speaks to the kind of designs we do. We literally have dressed up every Bollywood celebrity from Deepika Padukone to Kiara to Alia Bhatt. And the store is at I don't know if anybody's familiar, but our store is at the heart of the luxury fashion district of New Delhi, Ambavata 1. Everything's great, the design, the breadth of the design and the width of design, and we'll come to some of those things in a little bit. But what people love the most about us is not just the designs, but also the unique Amaris experience. What also happened in 2020 when we were hit by COVID, again, an accidental discovery, but something that helps us a lot in our day-to-day operations and sales today, was that we launched our e-commerce website. So we are the pioneers when it comes to the luxury jewelry space to launch our e-commerce website in 2020. We thought the first sale would probably be 1 lakh, 2 lakh. The first order that came in actually was 14 lakhs, just 2 jewels, but a total of 14 lakhs coming from a client sitting in Hyderabad. And that got us really excited. And today the website has over 700, 800 odd jewels. And it's actually a very, very strong support system for our offline sales. Almost 60 to 70% of the walk-ins and the sales that we are getting in store today are sales which are being derived from either our Instagram or from people browsing our website. So again, a phenomenal run there as well, which brings us to today. So it was early this year that I realized there's this massive opportunity waiting. So there is no luxury jewelry brand in India that's built a pan-India presence. So there are these jewelers which are doing extremely well, but in their regional pockets, right? So for instance, in New Delhi, there would be jewelers like Hazuri Lal Khanna doing extremely strong in Delhi, but no presence beyond the one city that they're operating in. And that's where I think we have this 1,000 crore opportunity where we could take Amaris and build the next Tiffany of India, where we could be present in all tier 1 cities, selling to all the HNIs and ultra HNIs. We've cracked the code, we've got the infrastructure ready, we've got the systems ready. And this is where we are looking at like-minded franchise partners to join hands and sort of build the brand together. So with that, and before we jump into the presentation, I actually wanted to also introduce our rockstar co-founder, Tanvi. She's joined us a little while back, but over to you, Tanvi. Would love to have everybody know more about you.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you, Prerna. I'm just two short words about me, two short lines about me. I'm now the co-founder of Amaris and lead the marketing function here. Before that, I've run 2 successful fashion startups, FIHL in India. And it's been about almost 7 months now that I've come on board to work with Prerna and to help scale Amaris to the heights that it deserves to see. I'll quickly jump in, like Prerna's established the context and the growth pillars and the journey beautifully already. So I'll quickly jump into, what the key points, the things that the USPs that make us and quite distinguished from the rest of the community. One is absolutely that we are beloved by Bollywood. We have actually, like you see, we have dressed everybody, and we've done this organically from Alia to Aishwarya to Janvi, Madhuri, Deepika, 3 generations almost of Bollywood stars. And the star of Amaris shines brightly across all of them. Like that kind of shows you how versatile and editorial original our jewelry is. We get 3 to 4 spottings easily over a month, and not just domestically. We've actually dressed Aishwarya and Deepika at Cannes. We've done Met Gala. We've done a lot of international show-ups as well with these celebrities. So I think it's fair to say that we are Bollywood's best kept secret at this point, and we are like raring to go big. Design and innovation, I think that actually is a pillar of Amaris, and every single jewel is meticulously planned from a theme, and we have over a team of 40 craftsmen, master craftsmen that sit in our workshops. We source our jewels from across the country, and all of that is made in-house. We can easily take on, at this point of time, the scale of our factory. We can easily take on 3x the kind of output we have currently. Because of this agile supply chain that we have, we also can and do take on a lot of customization and bespoke jewelry making. So one of the pillars of Amaris is that we try our hardest aggressively to not let anyone walk out, with empty-handed. So we sit with every client. We understand their budgets and preferences, and if it's feasible, we stretch ourselves and we provide customized options for them as well. while ensuring that we have a fully represented, ready-to-buy suite of jewels across categories available and across price points. Like we start from as low as 50, 60,000 and we go as high as 70, 80 lakhs. So that's a very solid range, and we ensure that we cover every category and every preference within that. All of our jewels are IGI certified. Now, this is a point to note because a lot of mom and pop jewelers, that mostly your local guys, will either not have any certification or they'll have some, X lab in X city has certified jewels, which does not stand the test of the time because they're not a globally recognized body. So all of our jewels, we ensure are IGI certified, and we promise that to customers. And another thing that keeps customers coming back to us, we actually have a repeat of more than 75, 80%, is that we offer lifetime buyback and exchange. So this means that if there is any, and free repairs. So if there's any issue, though there is hardly any historically in the decade, probably a few stray cases, free repairs, polishes, all of that we do. But apart from that, if if people want to exchange their jewels or trade it for something else, we always welcome them with open hands.
I would also want to highlight one more thing on that slide, is the end-to-end assortment of jewels. So what I really wanted to sort of bring to everybody's attention is, again, one of the rare brands which does not just diamonds, not just gold, but also polki. So irrespective of what you're looking for, as long as it's in the fine jewelry space, you can find it at Amaris. So it's not just the price points that we start at 50,000 and go up to 50, 60 lakhs. But the fact that if you start with Amaris at the age of 20, you're looking for some small jewels, you'll find them. If you're a bride-to-be and you're looking for heritage jewels, you'll find them. If you want to attend a red carpet event, you'll find them at Amaris. And whatever's not there could be customized with us.
Right. Thanks. We will cover this in more detail in some ensuing slides, all of those categories and price points that we offer. But this is a very, very important USP of Amaris. Hand in hand with the Bollywood presence, we are also very loved by magazines and publications. There is no magazine worth its salt that has not featured Amaris, from Bridal, Brides Today, Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, Elle. They're teeming at our doorstep. In fact, at some points, we have to say no to them because we can't stretch our jewels all over the place. So this is something that is a very, very robust curve for us. Amaris has always been very strongly presented in fashion magazines. And the sort of feedback also, it's not just, product placements, but editorially, we are known as one of the path-breaking, differentiated, one of the brands to watch out for in the jewelry space, and truly a disruptor. Okay, this is I think this is going to highlight more of what Prerna was mentioning, which is the product mix. Yes, correct. We do start as low as 50,000, but we go up to 80, 90 lakhs. But within that, we have a very solid assortment. We ensure that we have everything for a young, as Gen Z is consuming luxury so early now, for a young 21-year-old who aspires for Cartier and Tiffany's and even your other brands like Chanel and Celine, she'll have our bracelet stacks, our layered necklaces, all of them which start as low as 50,000 and go up to 3, 4, even 5 lakhs for something a little more directional. Then moving on to our red carpet collection, this is actually one of our most loved editorially driven, Bollywood driven collection, and our H&I clients love it. So all of this, Amaris has actually pioneered a lot of work in big gemstones and diamonds way ahead of its time. So all of the things that we now see going mainstream at the Ambani wedding, you had shows of big topazes, sapphires, emeralds have been legendary, have been things that Amaris has been doing for almost a decade now. So we've actually pioneered these very global, aesthetic, pleasing, directional red carpet jewels, which feature diamonds and colored gemstones. And the last and very, very important, almost 50% of our collection is our gold and Jadao Polki-driven collection. This is primarily bridal, and a lot of it is also for occasions, and again has like a lot of versatility. Here again, we pioneered things like Uttarai work, open polkis, all of those settings which make these jewels a lot more versatile, a lot more wearable. And we also work with a lot of color and vibrance, which sets us apart from like the standard middle market brands that you have, like Tanishq and others in that space. So it's again like a very modern young woman's take on bridal trends. It's a luxury brides jewelry brand. Okay. So these are some of the customers. I won't spend a lot of time on this, but just to give you an idea of the kind of gamut of people that like actually shop at Amaris. So you have like the first category is professionals who are, H&I professionals. These are women that are working in very high ranking corporate jobs or are entrepreneurs. They find us, and they are typically the ones who wear a lot of our on-the-go fine luxury jewelry for every day, and of course for evenings as well. So this is one huge category for us. Brides covered a little bit in the last slide, but the kind of brides we get also are primarily from metros and tier 1 cities. They are super trendy. They're not the ones that you need to educate on trends, but the ones that you need to give a lot of time and attention to ensure that they find their right mate. They are extremely discerning, and they're the types that will not accept a single flaw. So Amaris completely lives up to that promise of delivering flawless, luxurious jewels to these brides. The third category, which is something that like shows the potential of the brand, not just within India, but outside globally as well, is international buyers. We have a lot of NRI clients that shop with us both offline and some of it online, but the first exposure and the first touch is always offline. These are actually women that are not just exposed to Indian brands, but have seen the likes of Bulgari and Cartier and Tiffany's up close, and still prefer to come to us and shop at Amaris. They are more experimental in nature. They are very fiercely independent and well-informed. And again, becomes the fact that we are viable, that we are loved by such a wide category of women, gives us a lot of promise and a certain right to win in the growth journey, in the franchise journey that we are going to be taking on now. Leadership team, again, Prerna and I have already introduced ourselves. We have a very strong marketing team as well. We have, a full stack digital marketing team led by an ex-NICA and MBA from XIMB, actually, not XLRI, XIMB. So he leads the team. It's a 4 or 5 member team, and we run all of digital marketing and ATL and BTL within this team. We have a very strong brand team where like our current brand head is from Gaurav Gupta, and she's also worked, works a lot on our imagery, working with influencers, working with designers and other celebrities as well. So this is like, this is the heart of what sets Amaris apart in terms of the fact that we are not, again, like completely apart from like your mom and pop traditional brands that just place jewelry as an ornament. This team ensures that it's seen by the right people, it's seen on the right people, and the right interaction and engagement is built within our brand. Besides that, we have a very solid support team with production and supply chain head, Ram, who's actually fully GIS certified, has like 15 odd years of experience, 10 odd years of experience in the industry. And sales and finance also is led by a very able team. Okay, so this is where like we truly have disrupted the jewelry market. In that, like we have a very strong and engaged Instagram community. The kind of queries, we put up a necklace on a story, and the kind of queries we get, like 100, 200 queries on any given day, just inquiring about the price, where can they purchase this. how can they try it on? And this is the support that any franchise, any partner that works with us would be very happy to have, because as the behavior of consumers change, they are discovering a lot of brands and jewelry online. And they actually come to our store with screenshots of our Instagram, of our website, and they want to try them on in the store. So this is an inbuilt support that we are building out we have and are building out for our brand and the X number of stores that we will get. The only leakages we see here are people who are, for example, in Hyderabad and Bombay and want to try things on and have to wait till their next visit to Delhi. So here again, having like more regional stores will help like plug that gap for us. It's a point of fact that 60% of our monthly sales are triggered by Instagram and website, with people walking in fully aware of the brand, fully aware of what they want to look at and try on. And it's something that's only going to go and grow from here. This is something, again, that I touched on, but just to reiterate that we have complete in-house craftsmanship, which makes us very agile, gives us a lot of capacity as well. Our mind to market time currently is about 30-35 days, which is unheard of in the fine jewelry space. And this is something that is sustainable and scalable for us for at least 4 or 5 more stores within the existing infrastructure that we have built, and then so on and so forth. I again mentioned this before as well, but we have a lot of customer loyalty plugs in because we offer a lifetime buyback and exchange, which is very, very generous compared to a lot of other players in the industry at this point of time. And all of our jewels are IGI certified, which means that they have an inherent value regardless of where you may want to take them. I'll hand it over to Prerna now for any additional inputs and discussing the financial picture of Amaris.
So guys, this is where the rubber hits the road. So I was very clear early on that not only do I want to build a brand which is iconic in terms of its design sensibilities, but I also wanted to build something which was foundationally very, very strong. And those are some of the numbers that you see on the slide here. We are hugely profitable. We are completely bootstrapped, not a single rupee of debt on our books. Our financial year 22 numbers were 26 crores. We grew it by almost 41% to 35.59 crores in financial year 23. And last year, we closed the year at almost 43 CR. This is, again, the revenue of one store and the online business. The online business contributes to about 20% of that overall number of 43 CR. Then we could move along to the next slide. What I wanted to showcase was some of these high-level inputs. So very, very high EBITDA of 21%. The profit after tax at 16%. Our return on capital employed was 39%. And there's 0% debt in the books, which just shows that the business is sort of foundationally and financially very strong. And this is where I feel not only have we got the right product market fit, but also build a strong financial foundation for the brand and ready to take it on to the next level. Another thing I wanted to highlight was the stock turn. So we currently turn our stock at 2x, so that is 2 times. So our investment's about 24 CR, and we're sitting at a 43 CR of top line revenue. This is something I wanted to showcase to give you a sense of the market opportunity. So as the luxury buyer community expands, as the HNI community in India expands, I wanted to put in some data to sort of give context to what is the scale of opportunity with Amaris. Enough studies gone to show that by financial year 27, there'll almost be 16 lakh HNIs across India. So HNIs with an annual income of over 2 CR. even if Amaris could be present in the top 8 tier 1 cities where at least 50% of these HNIs are situated, it will give us access to almost 8 lakh HNIs with a very, very conservative penetration of just 1% of this HNI community. And in Delhi, we already have almost a 5-6% penetration. So just to set that in context, so even with a 1% penetration of this community, with an average spend of about 7 lakhs, so an average spend in Delhi market is at least 15 lakhs. So again, using only half of that, we're easily looking at an opportunity of 600 CR of domestic revenue. So this is something really exciting, just to sort of set the tone of what are the kind of jewels we're doing, why are they so exciting. So our HNI community, both HNIs and ultra HNIs, the target audience that we have, they're constantly looking at brands like Bulgari, Tiffany, Cartier, to sort of then set the right kind of designs they're looking at. Those are their aspirational brands. And we all know Indian luxury community, when it comes to jewelry, still care for value for money. So they find these brands interesting, yet they do not find these brands value for money. And this is where Amaris has bridged that gap. So just to sort of give you a little bit of context, the necklace that Deepika is wearing from Cartier is 125 crores. A very, very similar necklace with a very similar design sensibility, all precious, big size diamonds, a precious, huge as Zambian emerald of 50 carats would still cost you 25 lakhs at Amaris. Similarly, a couple of Navratna necklaces, something that Isha wore recently and Priyanka wore recently of Bulgari, which was about 9 crores, and what Isha wore was upwards of 200 CR. Again, no comparison there, but a similar Navratna choker or an equally beautiful looking Navratna choker where there's unparalleled craftsmanship at Amaris would be about 10 lakhs. Right. And again, we've sort of put another necklace in play, emeralds and diamonds. Again, something that was spotted at the Ambani wedding, upwards of 10 CR. And a similar emerald and diamond necklace, somebody in HNI community could buy at Amaris at about 40 lakhs. So again, sort of gives you the scope of opportunity and the fact that we're sort of almost there. So this is something very interesting, something that happened organically, because I want somebody who starts with Amaris to start young. And I want to keep them for a lifetime, right? So we want to get them started at 2025, right? When they get their first graduation gift, or they get their first job gift, or they want to celebrate their first bonus. So, I mean, they're looking at brands like Cartier and Tiffany, and they want a Cartier Love bracelet, which is going to be 15 lakhs. But a similar or probably an even cooler looking Amaris bracelet would be about 2 lakhs, right? So we want to get the HNI community and the Gen Z community with us early on, and then sort of move them up the value proposition and also move them up as they sort of graduate to bigger, better, more fine jewels. So bridal community is, again, a very, very important community for us. We all know that when an HNI bride is shopping, the budget could be anywhere from 1 CR to 5 CR just for fine jewelry. And this is where I thought that there has to be a lot of attention and focus. So they don't want to just follow trends. They want to be trendsetters. They want to stand out. They want to create a wedding which is one of a kind, where all their friends and family look up and notice them. And they don't want something which is run of the mill. They want something which is very, very bespoke. And that is where we've cracked the code. So for every bride who walks in the door, there is a team of stylists and a jewelry designer that works in parallel with the sales advisor, because we want to offer them something very unique. So it's not that they've liked the necklace, that they would also fall in love with the earrings. We're very happy that they've liked the necklace, but they want to create something extremely unique. Very happy to sketch out a few different designs and then get them to production and get them ready within a month's time. And this is where all the young trend-setting brides are looking for. They want something which is very bespoke, which is very exclusive, which talks to them, and which makes them stand out like the star that they truly are. this is really our roadmap to 1,000 crores. We did touch on some of it and sort of size the market opportunity when it comes to the domestic growth. So we are looking at the top 8 tier 1 cities. And in some of them, there has to be more than one store. So cities like Delhi, Bombay, perhaps even Bangalore, we're looking at more than one store. We're also looking at a revenue of over 150 CR through exhibitions, partnerships with store in stores. We're looking at partnering with Bergdorf, Saks Fifth Avenue, some of those iconic multi-designer brands internationally. We're also looking at being present in the international hotspots. So already great response from markets like US, Dubai, London, and definitely we envision at least one store in each of these three locations across the next 5 years. So this sort of captures the 1,000 crore revenue. How do we get there by 2029? And 200 CR, as we see currently also the mix of online, just pure play online, where the customer has not even stepped into the store and has completed the entire sale online, is sitting at about 25%. And so using some of those numbers and taking them forward, we're looking at the online revenue to continue to be that in the 20 to 25% mix. So 200 CR coming from the online space. Now, again, we sat down with Frank Kopp. We went through the financial models and we realized what is it that will make the most sense for the brand at this stage. And we thought FOFO, which is franchise owned and franchise operated, perhaps makes the maximum sense. Great opportunity for investors with strong financial resources, investors who have access to prime locations in some of these tier 1 cities, or even young entrepreneurs who are looking at diversifying their income portfolio. Very, very happy to partner with more women entrepreneurs. Amaris is a for women and by women brand. So very, very keen to have women entrepreneurs take this forward in their cities and who are willing to start something very cool and be a part of this growth journey. Partners, luxury connoisseurs who appreciate high-end craftsmanship, which Amaris provides, and want to bring them to their city. Again, very open to a very diverse kind of partner profile. And I think, yeah, anybody excited about the opportunity, very happy to have a quick round of conversation. What is it that we need? The current store actually is about 1,500 square feet. So we're ideally looking at something very, very similar from a franchise partner. So almost 1,500 square feet of area. The franchise fee is about 10 lakhs. The setup cost ballpark should look like between 90 lakhs to about 1 crore. The investment should be almost 12 CR in the inventory. And we are giving a gross margin of 30% on the minimum selling price for our franchise partners. The return on investment is incredible because the gross margins are phenomenal. So almost a 35 to 40% annual ROI is what a franchise partner should be looking at. And again, this is built on a very solid and a very conservative stock turn of only 1.3x. So we're looking at a payback period of under 4 years. So almost 3.5 years is when the franchise partner gets the entire investment back. And we're looking at a contract period of 5 years. Now, very happy to support the franchise partner. It's going to be the first time around for us as well. So, and we want to ensure this is successful. So we'll not leave any stone unturned to sort of ensure this is done to the best of everybody's abilities. So from the store development to the operations to marketing, I think the Amaris team is all set to support across all these 3 big pillars. So store development, we have a fair sense on what would be the right sites in some of these tier 1 cities. We have the store model ready. Very happy to the setup, very happy to provide HR support in hiring, training, defining the SOPs, sort of also defining the product mix. We've been to all these markets already. We've done tests already. In fact, last weekend we were in Hyderabad, where over 2 days we could do 3 CR worth of sales. So very, very clear thoughts on what the right product mix for different locations should look like. And we're very happy to pass that knowledge along to the franchise partner. On the operations side, we have our ERP set. So we have accounting software, we have the point of sale software, we have the CRM software. So all of those are already set. And those would then be leveraged by the franchise partner. Again, happy to also support on stock rotation and stock correction. So if at any point the investor, the franchise partner is stuck with dead stock, we're very happy to rotate at least 15% of it on every 6 monthly basis. Marketing, again, something which Tanvi spoke of, and I would let Tanvi add a few more things to it. But we've built a very strong digital marketing team. And as the HNI community is consuming jewelry and the way they're shopping, it all starts with social media and online first. And we've cracked the code there through our Instagram and our website. Our website has over 700-800 odd jewels listed with complete price breakups and everything. So, I mean, those are some of the things we would want to retain with ourselves and provide complete support to the franchise partner on digital marketing, ATL, BTL activities, getting some of the coolest brochures, any other posters, videos that have to be played at the store, all of it, how to do the right kind of events, how to build an engaging community with your shoppers, which goes beyond just buying. All of it has been done for the last 5 years by Amaris, and we're very happy to pass that along to the franchise partner.
I think that's about it. Yeah. Another thing on marketing is that, like, because we work a lot with celebrities, like even for launch events, pre-launch, monthly, annual properties and all, we'd be happy to, like, we know how much our country is driven by Bollywood. We'd be happy to support with endorsements, visits, all of those things as well. So all of the marketing efforts that we undertake will be done centrally and will be done for the brand in all of its locations. And for the local, hyperlocal events, we will, like your actual, private reviews or customer client delight activations and initiatives, we will be working closely with the franchise team to develop it, work with the right vendors, people that we work with, and ensure that the output is consistent with the brand Amaris, like the imagery and the standard that we live up to. So I think that's all on marketing support, and I think it's pretty substantial. And basically, we'll move on to financials now.
Hi, thank you so much. I guess the clarity, just to summarize on the financial aspect, which Prerna had also covered, because it's very important to understand the investment that you're making over there. So what we are focused more on with the setup and the branding, and over there, the investment is 90 lakh rupees, depending on the location. So 1,500 square feet of space, it's 90 lakh rupees that we're going into the whole setup of the store because of the experience and the ambience and the way that we need to have the brand represented properly over there. So all the setup, the guidance as to what kind of feasibility of the location is something that the brand helps you out, because the location becomes very crucial. What location we decide, that is the first step and very critical for us. And also to have the right setup so that people are getting that kind of, if we are looking at luxury, we are giving them the luxury experience, which is there, and the premium experience, which is there. So accordingly, the right setup needs to be in place, which is why 90 lakh rupees of investment that you have to do initially on the whole setup, where the design and other feasibility and the guidance is provided by the brand to everybody, so that we have good quality standards maintained over there. There is a 10 lakh rupees of a franchise fee that we charge, which is a one-time fee, which is part of the initial because there would be also training involved in this. Training is very critical when we're dealing, especially with HNIs and others. It becomes very crucial to give them that kind of premium experience for the team over there, and the staff also. They need to understand the products better and be able to guide them and consult the customers better, because that is the experience. It's not just that they're coming and picking. It's, the consulting also becomes very crucial in this, to have the right approach for individuals which are coming over there. So all of this becomes part of the training program, which is provided to all our partners as form of support before we even start the operations. When we have our teams, the partner teams coming to the stores, visiting there and getting proper training, hands-on training as well, with other materials provided and the guidelines, as Prem had mentioned, the SOPs and others would also be there for our partners. That's also constant training and support is continued even after opening of the store, because it's something we need to maintain as a standard across. Then it becomes very crucial to have the inventory. So when we're looking at the inventory, it's about 12 CR of value that we'll have to keep of inventory that would be there at the store. Though there are new collection which would be coming timely in the basis, there are stock rotation support and correction support. But at the end of the day, at any given time, 12 CR of inventory would be maintained at the store, so that we have all the product designs and everything represented properly and available over there. At times, we'll have new collection to have that kind of latest trends and designs coming in, so that everything we are ahead of the game in the market as well. The designs and the demands which are there in the market, we are able to meet them very fast. So overall, it's about 13 lakh rupees that goes in, 13 CR that goes into the whole setup with inventory and the capex and the franchise fee. And then you typically, when we're looking at deposits, it would be at least about 70 odd lakh rupees, depending on the location, that you would also have to give on a deposit. So the deposit is case to case basis, depending on the location. What we expect for all of our partner on an average would be 75 lakh rupees of a deposit that you would have to end up giving over there. 30%, as Prerna had mentioned, was the margin that we are offering on the minimum sell points. So that would mean that ultimately you have a much higher value. We have different products. We can go into details when we have further conversations on this in detail as to what would be the final price that you're looking into and how much you'll be able to earn given all the factors in place. That's a very healthy return that we're able to get with the stores, as we are seeing anywhere from a 5-year average. We are seeing about a 25 to 30 CR that you can expect out of the store revenues easily, which is there, which we feel that yes, if over the period of time and as we continue with the relationship, if everything is going well in a 9-year period or 10-year period, you'll end up getting an even healthier return on the investment that we are seeing. So 5-year average ROI that you can easily expect is about 32%, which you're getting from the business. So that would mean that overall on your total investment, it's about 3.5. You will need to also understand that the inventory stays with you. So the inventory value is there. On the capex, we'll have a much higher, much faster return. Whereas if you say the overall investment that you're doing about the 13 to 14 CR, you're getting a return of about 3.5 years to 4 years within that time frame you're getting, which is a very healthy return on the investment overall, as for you as a cumulative return that we are seeing. So if you want to discuss more, getting into the margin profitability and different parameters of the opportunity which is there and how the rotation works, how the buyback works and different terms and conditions, we'd be happy to discuss this further with you in detail. You can reach out to us on our hotline number or our email address, which Bharat and the team would just be posting in our chat box. So before we do that, it's very important to understand when we had talked about the training and what kind of, if maybe Tanvi and Prerna, one of you can also help people understand what kind of staff profile also, where we had talked about our investor profiles, which is there, but staff, we are not looking at just basic sales staff over here. It's very important to also filter them out and train them. So if we can also tell what kind of profile could our partner expect to hire and how we help them identify that as well.
So any store should ideally have 2 to 3 sales advisors. So these are sales advisors who come from a luxury sales background or from a jewelry sales background. Either works. And in fact, in a lot of in our case at the store, we've seen that it's a mix of both of these that works really well. So some from a luxury sale background and some from a jewelry background. With each of these sales advisor, we would ideally want one designer to be sitting at each store, a jewelry designer, and also one stylist who can then handhold and support clients who need more consultative kind of selling, right? Where there's an occasion, where they're looking for things in a certain budget, or where there's a wedding in the family, so things like that, a stylist role becomes paramount. So 2 to 3 sales advisor, 1 jewelry designer, 1 stylist, 1 store manager, 1 locker in charge, so somebody who's handling the locker, a couple of support staff for cleaning, taking jewels out, putting them back, helping in the morning display, helping in the evening pack up, a security guard, and perhaps one person who can also handle a little bit of urgent deliveries. So I think that's the kind of staff mix that we're looking at each store.
Apart from that, we'll also ensure that there is a lot of training and supervisory support. So we will have RSMs and ASMs, like that entire sales structure, who will be visiting the store weekly, monthly, so on and so forth. Our entire marketing team will be down at the store, take up issues. We'll have trainers who will come with every collection. We will be sharing VM modules. We will be sharing product modules, all of those things. And all of this will be it's an extension of the brand. Our franchise partners are literally going to be partners in growing the brand. That's how we look at it. So lots of robust training, SOPs, visits, all of that, marketing support, all of those will be done by us as well. While, of course, ensuring that we also work with you on hiring the right team in the profiles that Prerna has just mentioned. I also wanted to take up a couple of questions that are on the Q&A. Will you be providing online leads to the franchise? Absolutely, Shashi. Not just providing, we will be actively generating them for the franchise. We will ensure that we are running store visit campaigns. We will let people proactively know where we are present in Hyderabad, in Bombay, in Bangalore, and so on and so forth. So as I said, that it is a very symbiotic and organic dependent relationship. It is not going to be it's not going to be an online versus offline battle. We don't look at it like that at all. We will be working with you to grow the revenue of the store. On the payback, I think the other few questions I would actually want Prerna and Samarth to have a look in terms of the payback period and all of that. For FOFO and FOCO, I think it's already been answered by Ashish. We are actively seeking FOFO at this point of time. If it is extremely compelling, we can look at a FOCO, but that's not going to be our first preference. We feel that we would want to support a lot more with all of the allied functions as opposed to running the store for you. Stock rotation ratio will be 1 point, because considering we work a lot in diamonds and gemstones, it will be and our price points are they're not mid-market. We are actually like a full-blown luxury brand. Our stock ratio will be between 1.3 to 1.5 in the first year. And over the next 2-3 years, we will look at closing in at around 2.
Right. And that's sort of very, very healthy. That's what we've seen at the current store. And even mass market brands like Bluestone and Carrot Lane do not exceed a stock turn ratio of more than 1.7 to 2.
On the other question on replenishment, sorry,
Yeah.
you were saying something?
No, so on the investment in inventory, right? So 12 CR investment, the ownership is actually going to the franchise partner. So it's not a deposit against the inventory. The ownership would then be of the franchise partner, and they end up gaining any appreciation whatsoever. And we all know in this market, gold appreciates. So all that appreciation also belongs to the franchise partner.
On the replenishment process, this actually depends a lot on the sales data. There will be certain products, our iconic, our signatures that we see that sell across the country and at very high volumes. We will ensure that we replenish it for the partner in time. And along with that, we want a certain freshness. We work in this drop kind of a format where we launch 30 to 40 new jewels every month. And we would want the franchise to also have a lot of the same jewels represented at the same time. So we will be working with you on a mix of repeat, replenishment, and unique news monthly. This is a very collaborative process. We plan to, take a lot of inputs from you and your sales team, sales staff, along with the kind of regionalities that you may be seeing, that your clients are asking for XYZ in certain price points, and we will ensure that they are represented with you in the right season, in the right month.
Yeah, and
Samarth,
can we going
sorry,
can we going back to the original question someone asked by someone regarding the deposit of 12 CR, right? Also, there is a 100% refund at the end of the 5-year tenure. You take the entire inventory back, right? So although it's on their name, the inventory is on their name for 5 years. If they decide to close the store and they don't want to sell off the inventory, the brand will take it back. Right? Is my understanding right?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
And that takes a huge burden off their shoulder and
exactly.
sort of
Exactly.
caps the risk, right? Samarth, I want you to answer this question on payback period, which is almost 3.5 years.
Yeah, Samarth, I think what we need to do is, the question looks like is there are two types of payback, if I'm not wrong. You remove the inventory part, 12 CR, and then let's
Correct.
talk what is a payback. And then we say we add a decent 8 to 9% if this amount is kept in a FD or something. You take around 10% a year of that, and then we add a payback, right? So I'm sure
Correct.
the payback will come down.
Come back. So
Yeah.
which is why I was mentioning when I was mentioning earlier as well. So there is a payback. So when we talk about your capex and others, inventory, as we understand that it's with you as a value which is there, and 100% is after the term of the agreement is going back. So the cost which you're looking at is the 1 CR that goes into the franchise fee and the setup which is there. So that investment and that return is coming within the first year for you.
Correct.
So the risk which is there on the inventory, which is not a risk because the brand is buying back the inventory itself after the 5-year term which is there. So ultimately your payback period initially on the investment on the capex is 1 year. Within 1 year you're getting that money back. And then when we talk about the whole inventory and everything, that is about 3.5. So if you have to bifurcate it, ultimately your payback is about 12 months. Which is there. The
Okay.
rest is the inventory that you're looking into. So even if you consider keeping it and holding it from your side and having that is something as an overall investment, we are seeing this percentage. But if you consider the actual profits and EBITDA, which we'll discuss, if you want to have that discussion with us, you'll see that you're getting much higher return on that because your risk on the inventory is not there eventually.
So what can be the break-even year, Samarth, revenue-wise, sales-wise, annually to start with for a franchisee, roughly?
So
I think it should happen in the first 4-5 months.
Yeah, so
Okay.
ideally 12 months is the maximum we're saying. Ideally by 6 months, they can easily see at very conservative level also that they easily get that
Okay.
kind of result. Yeah.
Great. There is one more question, I think, just now. Will you help participate in local or other jewelry exhibitions, and will you be sharing some cost for those events? I think, Tanvi, you can take that.
Sure. Yes, we will help you participate, and we will, be there as the Amaris brand participating in local exhibitions. The only thing here is that we will obviously we'll always have to ensure that it's the right kind of guest
Audience.
list that arrives. Yeah. The audience is right. The kind of brand mix that is participating with us is right. Those are again, very cooperative, very discussion-oriented thoughts, and we will be participating, and we will definitely look at cost sharing on this as well.
So this question, in a way, if you take it down further, what it means is they will need additional jewelry, for those exhibitions apart from the store jewelry, which you can't really remove everything and take it there. So that kind of participation from your end would be there for this exhibitions is, I think, what the question is.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And we will look at it look at billing it on the regular scale post the exhibition.
Okay.
So I guess if people have more questions, Bharat, if you can put the numbers there. So just for everyone's reference, if you want to reach out to us, you can contact us at 9717683838, which is our hotline number, or you can also
Right.
email at email us to feedback@franchiseindia.in. So both of these ways you are able to connect with us. We can discuss this more in detail and to understand that profit, especially with the questions coming up and you wanted to understand more about the break-even and how the profitability over the 5-year period you eventually get, where your risk on the inventory is already hedged in the sense that the brand is getting it 100% at the purchase value after the 5 years. So that risk is hedged. And once your payback is easily coming on a conservative level, 6 months maximum. What we're keeping everything is you have a 12-month, within a 12-month period, you're easily able to get that. So please feel free to connect with us. But if you can just put it again in the chat box so that people can.
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah.
And I'll hand it over to you, Bharat, for the close.
Actually, if all the questions have been answered, then that's it for the day. I would like to thank all the panelists, Tanvi, Samarth, Ashish ji, for joining this webinar and explaining many aspects of this brand and the business opportunity. To the viewers, if you want to have a one-on-one discussion with the brand, you please call us our hotline number, that is 9717-683838. You can also write us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. let me just put it in the chat box, right? So all you can have this. Okay, so it's done. Meanwhile, we will again come back tomorrow with the new brand and we will explore another business opportunity. Till then, thank you so much everyone for joining this and take care. Have a nice day ahead.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.